Hello everybody, it's Cameron here, and I'm going to be showing you today the key to the Robert Smith tone, and it's this. This is a 1960s or 70s, I can't really date it because there's no serial numbers or anything. This is a late 60s, maybe 70s Woolworth's Teisco top 20 guitar. And what's special about this guitar is this pickup here. This is an absolute beautiful pickup for a cheap guitar. The pickup was absolutely amazing in it, and that's why Robert liked it. So a bit of history about Teiscos is basically in the United Kingdom in the 70s they needed cheap guitars because not everybody could afford a Fender or a Gibson. So what they did was they basically got Teisco in Japan, which I think was Matsumoku factory in Japan, to bring over cheap guitars to sell at Woolworth's shop, which is kind of like a Tesco's or an Asda's nowadays. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. So as you can see, there it is there. It's a beautiful guitar. It's very, very light. It's only probably 4 or 5 pounds. I think when I weighed it, it only weighed 5.2 pounds. So it's pretty light, you know what I mean, compared to my SGs and you know what I mean stuff. It's like 9.5 pounds, you know what I mean. So it's a lovely guitar for that as well, you know what I mean. You can throw it about and bash it about, and this one's a bit beaten up, you know what I mean. If you see in the light, you know what I mean, there's you know what I mean, marks and things all over it because it's old and nobody took care of them, you know what I mean. So this is the pickup you're after. I've been talking to a couple of people like well, one of my heroes, Lord Fuzzman, which I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago about, because he's doing one and his one's absolutely beautiful. He's got the brass buzz stop on his jazzmaster, so I'll be doing the exact same, but I don't know what's going to happen about the buzz stop, sorry, because I don't know how to make one, you know what I mean. But I have got the pickup and I know how to wire it. In the description of the video I'll put the wiring link up if I can get it to work this time, because I've done it a couple of times and it's not worked, or you know what I mean, whatever. But this is a really beautiful guitar. It's old and it's got a lot of mojo to it. So I'll show you the sort of sounds you can get from it. So this is it's a weird wiring diagram. It's like a jazz, not a jazzmaster, but a Jaguar. You know what I mean? One's off and then one's off. Sorry, one's off and one's on, basically. You know what I mean? Basically, the reason why I got it cheap is if you can see, I'm gonna unplug it. If you can see, if you look at some of the, you know what I mean, the pick guards cracked away, and he straight wired it with a boost, or no, it's not a boost, but a treble bleed. So when you turn the volume down, it doesn't get muddy. You know what I mean? And he's basically just wired it up. One's off, one's off. Sorry, one's off. Whatever, that kind of thing. So yep, it's a lovely guitar. Tremolo doesn't work. So this is just the neck pickup here. So it's a really, really hot pickup. So what that's good for is basically the early kind of Cure stuff with Robert Smith. Yep, he used this pickup though, but see, when you combine the two pickups together, it sounds like a Jazzmaster. So you put those two on and it sounds just like all the early Cure stuff. And I'm going through the Roland Jazz Chorus 120 from 1983 as well, so you know what I mean, it helps with the sound as well. So I'll play a bit of a Forest. So I've got my Space Echo and a BF2 flanger from the 80s as well. So that kind of thing, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So a bit of history on how Robert got to basically own one of these guitars. So when he was a kid, maybe 14, 15, his parents got him this guitar for his Christmas. Not this one, obviously, but you know, I mean, one of these guitars and he used it. He used this pickup solely on the first album, on the Three Imaginary Boys, which is a really cool, you know what I mean, thing, you know what I mean, because I own one now, so it's, you know what I mean, I can make the sound. But yeah, yeah, and basically what happened was, the reason why he put that in the middle position of his Jazzmaster was because the sound engineer in the studio, when they were making Three Imaginary Boys, said his guitar was a hunk of shite, basically. It was like, you know what I mean, one of the worst guitars he's probably ever heard. And it is. It plays garbage. It is. It sounds nice, but it plays absolutely terrible. You know what I mean? I've sorted the action on this one. This one's not as bad. You know what I mean? Because I put O-rings on the, you know what I mean, on the bridge to kind of pack out the bridge so it doesn't buzz. You know what I mean? Because you know it does buzz and it does kind of rattle, and you know what I mean. It's light. You know what I mean? It's just a complete hunk of shite basically, but it's nice and it's got a bit of mojo about it. So yeah, and basically what he did was he wired this pickup into the middle position of his Jazzmaster, which is a really smart thing to do, because see, on the Jazzmaster in the middle position you've got the two pickups combined. So basically what happened was, when you flick up the switch on the rhythm circuit, it basically puts it into like the neck pickup of the Jazzmaster and this pickup, so you get the sound, the same sound, if you know what I mean, with having it in the middle position on that setting. So it's a different sort of tone, which is quite cool. You know what I mean? It was a really smart thing for him to do. You know what I mean? And he used that guitar in basically everything. That same guitar got painted 2 times, I think. Well, one time it got stripped. It got stripped in the late 70s. Then he painted it white, I think. Or he had one he stripped. He had 2 of them, and then he had one that's stripped. And then he painted that one black. You know what I mean? Because a black Jazzmaster is quite hard to come by. You know what I mean? Back in the 70s and 80s, you know what I mean? Because I think they were discontinued, and then they were brought back in Japan in the early 80s, Fender ones. So, yep, I'll give you, you know what I mean, another sound clip of it before I go. But, you know what I mean, thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you know what I mean, enjoyed the video. So, I'm going to play a bit of Three Imaginary Boys, just on this pickup here. So this is a sound, you know what I mean, it's easy. I'm using the amp he played and the guitar as well, so here we are. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe and like and all other stuff, you know what I mean. But thanks very much, I'll see you later, thank you.